Hey, Shalom, Akim. This is Abaya Allah here, the surrogate of Yahawashi / paradigms. When all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Rekah HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders at Greatmillstone, taught me the truth of rule well. Peace and salutations unto the shepherds that feed the sheep of the Heavenly Father Yahawah, which is the Heavenly Father's ancient Hebrew name, which means he to be, an only begotten Son, who the word ignorantly called Jesus Christ, whose real name in the Hebrew is Yahawashi, the ancient Hebrew, which means he to deliver, or he delivers. He's coming to deliver the predestined elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, West Indian Haitians, Hispanic Latinos, and Native Seminole Indians, and those who descend from those 12 that are scattered in every nation under heaven, that have mixed complexions, mixed features, speak different tongues, or even look like that of another race, but their spirit and bloodline goes back to those 12 tribes. To you, to sincere Akim Agwathium, to you I say Shalom. It's a real quick video. Yes, and another one. Another factor. But guess what? 18,000 cows had to go. So what does that mean for your meats? Okay, man, this place is being destroyed from within, man. Let's see.
There was a fire at the fertilizer plant.
When I was here, it was just smoke. It was just white smoke. I knew that there was a threat of some sort of danger. Explosion was not one of those thoughts in my mind at this point.
Coming from my house, which is about 4 miles from the nursing home, we were on Main Street, and that's when the explosion happened.
April 17th, 2013. An enormous explosion rocked the city of West Texas when 30 tons of fertilizer-grade ammonium nitrate detonated at the West Fertilizer Company. The blast killed 15 people and injured hundreds more. Nearby homes and businesses were severely damaged, many beyond repair.
Everything just goes like stone cold silent, slow motion.
But the far.
I do get anxiety.
What does this have to do with the one that just happened? Come on, man. Let me stop that. Well, another factory bites the dust. Okay, in Chicago, a lot of things are going on in Chicago. Okay, and as you can see, they're getting ready to tear that place up. Okay, now this factory is known for what? Making pallets or to store pallets to move supplies, food, things for Walmart, for your supermarkets. All right, it's all gone. And other states depended on this factory. Okay, so if there's no pallets to move these supplies, that means they're not expecting any more supplies. Okay, to come through that area. And remember, they had the Mississippi that dried up in the summer. Well, now, because of all the rain, if they did receive, some of its water back or its level back, they ain't gonna be moving the goddamn thing. All right. So that's another sign of what the famine. All right. So let me play this real quick because I'm on the clock, Salakia.
Man, look at all them pallets.
And forklifts need pallets.
Jeez. I'm sorry, guys, but when I see stuff like this, when I make a video like this, I feel like trouble is happening in a sleeping giant. The sleeping giant is slowly collapsing. All right, let me take you straight to the article. If you can, please share the video. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for the love and support.
Yeah, and know Yahawashi, Hamashiach, not Jesus. Just throw that in there.
Support, guys. All right, so fire rages at Pallet Yard in Little Village, Chicago. All right. So it says here, an extra alarm fire was raging Monday evening in Pallet Yard in Little Village. Now the fire broke out at around 6:30 p.m. in a pallet yard at 25th and Rockwell Streets. And a 211 alarm was later called, the fire department said. Numerous wooden pallets were on fire. Now the wind Monday night made fighting the fire more difficult. Now, a total of 10 hose lines were streaming onto the fire, which was contained to the pallet yard, the fire department said. Give me a second here, guys. Go. So the yard had a high density of pallets, as well as raw wood for the manufacture of pallets, the CFD said. Now, the fire was under control by just after 8:30 p.m. But fire crews remain on the scene to ensure no flames or hot spots remain. All right, so that's a good thing, guys. So I wouldn't call this like one of those catastrophic events. I do believe that this here might have been an accident. Big shout out to the firefighters and everybody out there that was, all the firefighters that was battling this thing. Strong winds was kicking in, but they managed to keep this thing under control. Again, this is a warehouse facility stacked with pallets. I mean, just looking at that. Let me just read some of the comments. I want to read the comments here really quick, because there's a lot of stuff going on in Chicago. So again, guys, I mean, there's been some rise in lawlessness. Hopefully, no one done that on purpose to say, So anyone know where those are? Yeah.
All right, now, remember, Chicago's getting ready to close all of their Walmarts. All right, and it's supposed to be hundreds more to close, or even 1,000, from what I'm hearing, if there is 1,000. But Chicago, all their Walmarts are closing. Okay, so it makes sense, Just this link what you see. Pallet factory burns down. Walmart's about to close. A lot of stores like that, like Chicago, like cities like that, they depend on stores like that. Okay, now as you've heard, you had these little GMO babies, all right, from Chicago, all right. The brothers over there, they always talk about how bugged out the Chicago nigga is over there. Okay, they talk about there must be something in the water, these frequencies, which is all true, to a degree. They bugged out. What did they do 2 days ago? I think it was Sunday. They went to the place where they normally reside and hang out and destroyed everything. All right, even the supermarket, they was showing no mercy except for what the fruits and vegetables, was niggas were taught not to eat. Okay, and there's a video here from this brother Zadok. Yeah, I'm Rum House of David 144. Shalom to that brother. All right, he uploaded all the videos that I had and even more that I needed to add to this video. So yeah, man, which I believe they were paid off, just like the whole BLM, like what happened at Fordham Road over here in New York. people were coming to find out that, you know, these young boys, you know, these so-called Gen Zs were paid off to do such an act, okay? And then there's even more evidence, right, of, you know, the elder Markhamers, the elder of the Chicago camps, GMS, that showed that there were cops, you know, setting it off, all right? Like breaking a window here and there, like we saw at the BLM, you know, but they weren't disguised this time around. Somebody caught them on camera. All right, so that place is getting ready to be, you know, there used to be a time, I think, in the 60s where Chicago was pretty much on fire. I think it's a documentary on that. All right, when, you know, the guys in the prison, Jake's in the prison rebelled. You know, the city, you know, all hell was breaking loose. It's pretty much like a fight back against the government without people at the time. But there's something major's getting ready to happen in Chicago. It's going to be worse than Detroit. Okay, it's already worse than Detroit. And that's what things are still moving. That's why the scriptures say, if they do this thing in a green tree, what would they do in a dry tree? When there's, yeah, that famine. Okay, the city lockdowns, you know, the mandation of, you know what, you know, the sea hip. You know, when they're cut off from a lot of things that they used to, that they used to. You know, there's a liberty to go to the store, buy anything, all right, make purchases online without being tracked. You know, all of that side hustles are gone, you know, when they're gone. Okay, so you see what's unfolding there. So, all right, so let me start rambling on. I'm going to play these videos right here from this brother, and then I'm going to close it out maybe with a scripture or two. All right, so hopefully it's edifying.
But I mean, Jesus Christ, Chicago, man, it's getting bad to worse. 4 more Walmart closing in Chicago, and crime rate data. Look, the south side and the west side. They say, they're performing, no. You're closing them down, basically, but not because of high crime. People stealing everything out of Walmart. That's why you're closing them down. Same with other supermarkets that's closing down in the city of Chicago. Hey, y'all, forget about it in Detroit. All of this is bounced and left. There's no tax revenue coming in, and Detroit collapsed. The same thing that happened in Chicago, where all these businesses are leaving, bouncing and trying to leave. Same thing that happened, except this time, this will be a major metropolitan city. And it's going to, y'all don't want that to happen. Detroit still never recovered. Man, if you're looking on crime, man, Chicago and Detroit is going to collapse. Behavior that quite frankly speaks to a level of desperation.
So you're not condoning looting.
I'm saying that people are acting out of desperation. We don't want a society that is acting out of desperation.
And I said, when they begin to do things like this, they're going to place a black face on the city. That's just the history of this place. They always place a black mayor before the city goes to shit. All right? So it's no different here. You had Lori Lightfoot, but now you got this guy, which you know, I ain't going to say much about him, but, you know, he's working for them.
But you have to pay attention to the cries that people have.
You're not condoning looting.
There's no way to embrace that. What I'm saying is, you can't condone the looting that corporations continue to do every single day when they take tax dollars from black, brown, white folks all over the city of Chicago so that they can turn a profit.
It may be hard to tell from the steady stream of customers, but Walmart reports some of its stores are closing Sunday in Chicago because they are not profitable. The 4 Walmarts closing are in Lakeview, Little Village, Bronzeville, and West Chatham.
And I just found out today. I was like, are you kidding me? I get my prescriptions filled here, me and my mom's, and it's so convenient. I'm really going to miss it. I think it's terrible. Target left, and now Walmart is gone. We don't have any. anything in our community anymore.
Alderman Howard Brookins fought to get Walmart in the Chatham area and for it to reopen after the civil unrest in 2020.
To hear today, a couple hours ago, that they were going to close him was a profound disappointment and a sadness that overcame me.
Sean Kreider says he's worked for the Chatham Walmart for 10 years and will transfer to another store. Walmart tells us Kreider and other employees in the 4 stores were offered transfers or buyouts.
It's kind of lowered the morale. It's kind of a little sad because we, like I said, I wanted people to help build it back up. Now to see it go, it's kind of fun.
They made all this improvements to it. They put this Walmart Academy here, and it's just it's hard to believe that now they're going to close it all down. I mean, this is just going to be a huge vacant space.
The Chatham site is also home to the Walmart Academy, which offers classes and workshops to the community. All those programs have been canceled. Although a Walmart spokeswoman says the company plans to donate the Academy for community use. In the West Chatham neighborhood, Leah Hope, ABC 7 Eyewitness.
Investigation. There are reports, unconfirmed by Chicago police, of multiple people shot at Michigan and Washington, also Michigan and Wabash. The Chicago Fire Department, we're told, is here along with paramedics and Chicago SWAT teams, all assisting in this investigation. Now, the chaos here downtown began or erupted just before 8 p.m. Several hundred young people traveling in groups, kids seen jumping barricades into Millennium Park, also jumping on top of cars. Other reports indicated large groups trying to force their way into the art.
Every grocery store looks like this. Everything is either on the floor. Look at this. Can't even get no fucking food for my kids, G. Look at this. Came in the store to try to buy something. I'm not a thief. Look at this. In my hood, can't even get no food for my kids. Babies need milk. Can't even get nothing for my kids, bro. I feel like an animal, and black people made me feel like an animal. Y'all did this to us. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the store. Look at this. But this is what we're fighting for. This is honoring George Floyd. People who already couldn't feed their kids, now they really can't feed their kids. Look at this. I am so devastated right now. I am so devastated right now, G. This is not okay. For us to have to live like this, we do stupid shit like this all the time. And we so black proud. We so black and proud that we ain't gonna never be honest and be real about what's really going on. Y'all are so wrong for this. You came in your neighborhood and fucked up your shit. I'm not a thief. I'm not coming in this store and stealing nothing. And ain't nobody gonna turn you into no animal and make me feel like a thief. Y'all let the white folks send y'all off once again. Look at all this shit on the floor. Look at all this on the floor.
What the scriptures say, the whole head is sick. All right, that's talking about the nation of Israel. Who's the head? Judah, so-called Negro. But that goes to all the tribes, West Indian, Haitians. You know, they was in that crowd. Hispanic, Latinos, mainly Issachar, the Mexicans, and Ephraim. Most likely the Puerto Ricans. All right, they a heavy population in Chicago. They was in the film as well, because they Israelites. But this is the wild olive tree. Okay, this is why the Lord is going to destroy 2/3 of His own people this go around. It's not going to wait 40 years like He did back in Egypt before we inherit the promised land. Again, all right, Yahawashi. He's only coming to deliver His elect this time out of the modern day Egypt, also known as Babylon the Great. The second leg of the Roman Empire as well. All right.
Everything's on the floor. Tissue. We couldn't even find tissue less than 2 months ago, and now it's on the floor. Look at it. Meanwhile, we got plenty of fruits and vegetables. I'm not gonna pay for this shit. Every grocery store looks like this.
So you see what's happening. You see, what you just saw was a grand illustration of how hyperinflation is going to look. Going to look like day one, first week. All right, that's how it's going to look. Okay, and that's already how would you say it? And predicted to happen a few days from now, days and weeks from now in the summertime. Okay, that's what they predict. Okay, after like I said, the U.S. defaults on its currency, on its debt. All right, and this dollar, just it loses all of its value as the world's as a leading world currency. Okay, so this is how it's gonna look. Okay, I'm gonna read this, and I'm gonna skip down, and I'm gonna end the video. This is Jeremiah 7:16. It says, "Therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. All right, seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem?" Which is talking about the tribes. Okay. It says, "The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. Do they provoke me to anger, saith the Lord Yahawah? Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces?" Okay, because it's supposed to be the seed of the righteous, but where they are today, especially on this side, they look like the most wicked people on the planet. Now, the scriptures do say that our people have surpassed the deeds of the wicked. Why? Because right now, they're under the programming of the wicked. Esau, this is why he was sent. Okay, during the time of the Crusades, the conquistadors, what's this guy's name? Christopher Columbus, the pilgrims, them detestable, evil people, which are the Edomites. This is why he sent them. All right, the first time. This is why we are under his authority or his subjection as a punishment. But right now, our people are so wicked that there's an old saying that the Edomites like to say, no matter if they're racist or not, which they are by nature, because where he's Esau with Jacob, when Jake moved into the neighborhood, they say, "Up, there goes the neighborhood." All right, unless Amalek is next door, like where I live. All right, then it'd be allowed to flourish. But anyway, it says, let me see. "Therefore, thus saith the Lord, power, behold, my anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place." Okay, upon his people, because Israel or Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Okay, and wherever they are, that's where his anger is going to be poured out. All right, and it's called Jacob's trouble. It happened many times before, but not like this one that is to come. All right, it's going to be global. Okay, and it's going to fall upon the heathens as well this time. And it says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man, upon beast." You see what happened with them cows, right? You keep hearing about it with the new avian bird flu, okay, wiping out all of the chickens and things of that nature, okay? There's the so-called jab messing people up, all passing out judgment, people get shot up all over the place, okay? Suffering from hunger is starting already. It says, "Upon this place, upon man, and upon beast, and upon the trees of the field, all of these chemical spills." Okay, and just had one about a day or two ago. I think it was in what was it, Minnesota, in Maine, okay, far north. All right. So it continues. It says, and upon the fruit of the ground, all right, and it shall burn and shall not be quenched. Okay, so this is judgment from the Lord. He's just using his sword to do so, which is to judge our people, judge the wicked. Okay, and also Esau to destroy his own beacon of light, which is America, the spearhead of his kingdom. All right. It shows you what that the scriptures call him a two-time loser. Okay, that's a stupid thing to do, but that's prophesied, it's written in his heart to do so. Just like the Pharaoh of Egypt, he wanted to let us go, or the ancient Israelites go, but he couldn't because the Lord put his spirit on him to harden his heart. All right, so he could show his power. So this is what's going to happen this time around on the highest scale imaginable. Okay, that's why he gave this man, the technology to manipulate the weather, destroy crops, and learn, the genetic codes, things of that nature, create robots. All right, that's the Lord. Okay, this is going to destroy the second Egypt, but our people this time, they're not gonna make it this go around. They're not gonna wait 40 years like we did back then. All right, so this is why the Lord is using his prophets to gather his elect. Okay, and there's a lot more people getting ready to wake up, even if they fought against this truth, because this thing is about predestination. All right. And let's see, what was that? It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel. It says, put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices and eat flesh. Now, that's kind of hinting on what? Cannibalism, which the scriptures goes into, and that's coming back in a major way. Okay, but let me continue on. It says, but thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Lord their God, nor receiveth correction. Truth is perished, and is cut off from their mouth. Okay, cut off thine hair, O Jerusalem, and cast it away, and take up a lamentation on high places. The high places, like the highest place right now, which is not really anymore, is what? Here in America. Okay, in other parts of the world where they're great cities. Okay, UK, all over the planet. Those are the high places. It says, for the Lord hath rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. Okay, this is that generation. This is why it looks like there's no remedy, all right, for the youth, and even the youth before them, the millennials. Okay, and it's already out there. You have like baby boomers kind of like detesting the generation of today. But at the same time, this generation, a lot of the things that they had back then during the baby boomer era, all this shit was started to happen. All right, they don't have it this time around. Okay, so now this generation is just buck wild. They pretty much giving up to any form of seducing spirits. Okay, whether it be entertainment, mainly through the entertainment world. Okay, that's why a lot of people, these are celebrities, they're gonna pay. Okay, mainly our people for seducing our people into that madness, which they have a guilty conscience even doing so, because they're still Israelites. All right, but anyway, it says that truth is perished and is cut off from their mouth. Cut off thine hair, O Jerusalem, and cast it away, and take up a lamentation on high places. For the Lord hath rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. Remember, he said, this generation shall not pass, until all things, be fulfilled. Like in Matthew's the 24th chapter. Okay. During the latter days of the last of the last days before he makes his return. Okay, this is that generation. That's why so many people on the planet right now. Okay, in the 1900s, it went from like almost 1 billion, okay, or maybe a billion people. I'm talking about globally. And that number jumped up exponentially in a matter of 100 years to 8 billion. All right. So this is that time. So it says, for the children of Judah have done evil in my sight, saith the Lord. They have set their abominations in the house, which is called by my name, to pollute it. All right. But you have to remember, the Lord blinded 2/3 of his people on this side. So, just be happy that the Lord called you into this thing. Okay. Like I said, predestination. All right. Which brings what? Reincarnation. Okay. Every third or fourth generation come back. All right. According to the book of Exodus. All right. And it says, and they have built the high places of Tophet, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I command them not, neither came it into my heart. All right. They do that what? In the industry. Okay. They do that there. They even do it on the street level. Okay. It says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be called Tophet, or nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. This is the Lord himself saying it. For they shall bury in Tophet till there be no place. It says, and the carcasses of this people shall be meat for the fowls of heaven. Okay, I think that's written in Revelation 2. Yeah, called the birds for a feast. Okay, in these last times. And it says, and for the beasts of the earth, and none shall fray them away. Okay. It says, then will I cause to cease from the cities of Judah and from the streets of Jerusalem the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness. All right, what you saw in those videos, what you clearly see going on in Chicago. Okay, come on, man. Salakia for that pop up. Anyway, it says, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride. Okay, for the land shall be desolate. Okay, right now you're seeing glimpses of that. In Chicago, Ukraine, all these places where wars going on for the big one. World War III and the collapse of the dollar, etc. So I don't want to, say too much. I don't want to make it too long. I just want to get into that real quick. I had more, but that kind of hit the point. So the only thing you have to worry about is you doing the right thing, believing in Yahawah by Shemi Yahawashi. Don't straight to the left or straight to the right. Because remember, these days were created what? For the wicked, and the Lord prophesied that these things will come to pass. All right. So it's not strange to us. Okay, so I hope this video was edifying to the elect. Till next time, Shalom, Yahawah Bashim Yahawashi, Barakathum, to the whole free elect. Till next time, Shalom.